Okay, there. Before starting off, let's start with a prayer. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Okay, so as usual, di lang na ako i-full screen so that I can navigate from the PowerPoint to whatever is happening there. Okay, so for the afternoon, this is an integration, an integrated discussion of our readings, no? We are just going to bale, mura siya, how do you call it? we're just getting the gist of the readings in order for us to have a better understanding of affect, dissonance, and attitude change. Sige. So before we'll go into the concepts, kuan lang, kanilang siya nga mga questions. Is affect important in informing your attitude? Bale, kuan siya kining from experience that you have had, do you consider it? Do you consider affect as an important part of forming your attitude? Or maybe perhaps, how have you observed your affect catering to the forming of your attitude? Okay, from the readings, sige, di sa ta magtandog sa readings na. Pero, has it affected the formation of your attitude? Katong siya sa chat lang ibutang. By the way, again, for those of you who just came in, kindly write down your names sa chat section. This will be the documentation of your attendance, ha? Sige, going back to our question. Silent lagi mo karon. Anyway, sige, padayon ka. And then another question would be, how have you observed affect leading to attitude change? Katong kaganiha kay ang affect, how has it catered to forming your attitude? Ang sunod din nga pangutana kay, how have you observed affect leading to attitude change? Or was there ever a time that attitude change was primarily affected, or rather prodded by your emotions? I'm sure. And then, how do you feel when you experience dissonance? Was there ever an instance when cognitive dissonance led you to change your attitude? Um, Maybe at this point, given that you're already in graduate school, you are more aware of how these things may have played on sa inyo, no, in terms of how emotions, how your affect has led to formation of attitude, led to attitude change, and then how, or the role of cognitive dissonance in terms of attitude change. Okay, and then last question nga, wala na ako nasulat din hikay. Is there ever an importance or relevance of dissonance in your life? How deep, no? Pero yes, unsay purpose gyud aning dissonance sa atong life nga nganong magkuan man gyud siya, maglabot-labot. Anyone? Ang musturya kay gwapo o gwapa. Hello? Anyone?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Nick.
Yes. Kuan, ma'am,
Go.
kanang siguro the dissonance can, ang role as a dissonance in our lives is just to question what we were used to or what we are used to now. Mao po na ko, ma'am.
Mura lugar siyang point of reflection.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is this happening? Oh, I like that.
Ah,
Okay, thank you. Any of these questions? Kamu na bahala. Basta ang wala lang nadugang din kay unsay relevance. What's the relevance of dissonance in our life?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
Ay, sa Ellie na lang, ma'am.
Ay, sige na, padayon.
Di ikaw sa Chris.
Nagdugan na.
Sige,
Good
sa nauna ninyo. Si Chris.
Ay, sige. Good afternoon, ma'am. Katong,
Hi.
pwede na ko ito makita ang question
Nara.
again, ma'am. Ang
There.
first, katong, is affect important in forming attitude? For me, ma'am, very personal ang affect. Like, it's your own emotion. It's your own. Like, naay maka-affect, pero there is still in you, murag, imo own feelings bita or emotions towards something. So, I think it is very important in forming good sa attitude, especially murag ang attitude ba is murag imong biasness towards something. So naagi effect ang imo ang affect. So informing the attitude towards something or deciding lugar, ma'am. And then katong this cognitive dissonance led to the change in your behavior. Was there an instance? So for me, ang katumanggong cognitive dissonance, scary good ang pag-change sa kanang attitude in some way. So, for me personally, if ever I am given new facts or new information and about something, so maka-experience na rin ko itong cognitive dissonance. So, if I try to kuana dayon cater on that new information I was given para mag-change akong attitude, akong first good nga affect na ma-feel is scary siya, and then mo proceed ba ko anik or should I just kanang stay here, nga na bitaw, stay na lang ko on what I believe or just kanang continue with that change. So for me, ang first nga emotion gud nga akong ma-feel is katong fear, and then gradually depende on the information I was given on how will I proceed or like stay na lang on the things that I believe in. Kata lang, ma'am.
Okay. So, si affect is very personal. Mura lugar si Gilas Pilipinas. Anyway, Beth.
Ma'am,
Beth?
naingon na ni Chris.
Ay,
Bitaw, sa ako ma'am, like, how do you feel when you experience dissonance? For me, man, good ma'am, kay I always pay attention to my emotions or feelings sa ako ang affect. Like, although I feel negative, kay dissonance is something na, personally you feel bad or negative man because it's not consistent. But I think it's very important for us na as a reminder or like merchant alarm nga we have to reevaluate, because if we will reevaluate then and find out and be really honest with ourselves, then we could have a better and firmer belief or principle. Yeah.
Mura siya, as I was mentioned by Nika earlier, it can be a point for reflection.
Yes,
Nga
ma'am.
nung-
Reflection.
nga nung na
Yeah.
inconsistency. I like that. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Any-
welcome.
One more or anyone more? any one more?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi Ella, go.
Hello, ma'am. I agree with Nika, Chris, and Ma'am Ellie. The cognitive dissonance really produced or kanang the increase siya of negative affect din siya, ma'am. It's really uncomfortable to the point you have to freeze at one point and analyze your feelings, your emotions, thoughts embedded in that experience. So on the other reading, it was stated that cognitive dissonance really can trigger attitude change. So the negative affect pa lang yun, ang initial negative affect will really tawag ani trigger you to do something about that. So it's really combination of your emotions, of your thoughts, and even the behavior you have to do or you have to act after having this cognitive dissonance. So, uncomfortable kayo siya, and at some point you have to really kanang parang face the reality bitaw, bahala pag struggle yung emotions, imong thoughts, or kanang gubot bitaw kayo, you really have to face it, decode what's really the meaning or what's the source of this kanang discomfort. So in after analyzing it, then naana po dira ang comfort dito nga, okay, that's why ngani ang gaka-feel nako, ngani ako ang emotions, ngani ako ang thoughts associated with a particular situation. And I think the cognitive dissonance itself will have is helping us to better our attitude towards general things to ma'am.
Um, segue lang ni siya ha. There was a part there sa Katungkang Forgas na I was trying to look for an example. Then from what you are saying right now, murag nakuan siya nga, okay, this is an example. I'll share that later kung unsa to siya nga line ni Forgas. Okay, so anyone more? Or we're good? Sige. Let's continue. So practically, ang primary thrust nato for the module is the interplay of how affect can lead to dissonance and how affect can lead to attitude change, and at the same time how dissonance can lead to attitude change. So murag gikuan lang nato siya, pero anyway, as you may have read siguro ang Katungkang Forgas, iyan ang na-appeal actually ang basic precept ni Harmon Jones nga somehow katong present experiment ni Harmon Jones, iya lang siyang murag iya lang gi-reinforce kumbaga. Okay, so sige, just a rundown. So if he is European, Zayonk, sige kana siya. Di lang lisod, sabtun, pati ang ngalan lisod i-pronounce. Anyway, so Zajong would say, these are some of the things that from the studies of Zajong. Na affect often constitutes the primary and determining response to social stimuli. So, this basic precept is that unlike cognition, wherein there is still the element of time that can elapse when you are trying to think of something, and even behavior, but in terms of the dimension of attitude, sa three dimensions of attitude, which are cognition, behavioral, and affective, see affect, we have this already. It's already there in a sense that whatever may come across us, it's the one thing that can easily be accessed to as compared sa kining cognition and behavior. So again, affect often constitutes the primary and determining response to social stimuli. Affect functions as the dominant force in social attitudes, and people may acquire a powerful affective response toward a target even when they have no awareness of having encountered it before. And I think you may have noticed this na nganong di ko kabalo nganong ganahan ko nimo nganong light lang akong kuan gaan ka sa buot, or dili ba ka, there will be some things na even without really going through analyzing your feelings or even your thoughts, there are some things or some people nga di lang gid mo ganahan. So kini siya, makita nato ang dominance sa affect nga in terms of coming up with social attitude, na even when we have no awareness of having encountered it before, we have certain powerful responses. Thus, rather than seeing affect as just one and a relatively neglected component of attitude, affective reactions are the major and primary driving force behind most social and interpersonal attitudes. So, whether we like it or not, it is it's in the forefront in terms of our interpersonal interaction with other people, or the way we would deal with the world. Which is why it's not unusual that if affect is left unchecked, grabe kayo ang mga emotional reaction sa person towards some things. And we have seen that na outburst dayon. Okay. Maklaro ra? Masinga ni siya kagamay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Ano naman siguro mo sulod no? 18 kulangan pagyapon actually. So, ano lang sa siya. Sige. Affect and the organization of attitude. So, obviously, because it is a primary force, makuan sa day nato nga it can lead to us organizing our own attitude. Affect is a primary dimension along which social attitudes are organized and represented. Affect plays a crucial role in how people cognitively represent their attitudes about social objects. And then from this, maybe initial reaction, affective reaction, from that one, a person can come up with a cognitive representation about that certain specific na social object. And then we have to remember that cognitive representation, uh, which is manifested through categorizing and symbolically representing social experiences, kining si cognitive representation is the heart of orderly and predictable social behavior. So again, kining coming up with cognitive representations, being able to categorize and symbolically represent these experiences, it helps us organize and have a more predictable social behavior. We have to remember that we have to have certain patterns in terms of our social behavior, diba? And si affect, which has a crucial role in coming up with this symbolic representation, um, it caters to this coming up. And then because of this ability, mas gaka organize nato ang in terms of how we would interact with other people. O bito nang kanang medyo I'm jumping na kaayo ha, pero there are so many instances nga moingon ang uban na ayaw plastic kung di ka ganahan, but some other people would also say nga kining dili man na siya, it's not being plastic, but it's you being mature enough, you being civil enough, and you being mature enough for you to be able to organize your own social interaction and your social behavior in a way that predictable siya and it can adhere to social norms. So going back, affective reactions like anxiety, confidence, intimacy, pleasure, and discomfort, excuse me, seem to play a defining role in how attitudes to common recurring social experiences are organized. So these seem to be critical in defining the implicit structure of people's cognitive representation about their social encounters. So from these affective reactions and then coming up with these symbolic representations, mas makuan sa dayon nato later on, mas makuan siya nga atong mga cognitive representations of our social encounters. So having this affect, having these responses, affective responses, can help us somehow become systematic in terms of identifying our attitudes na okay, nganong ingani akong representation ani or nganong ingani ang akong evaluation ani nga social object, primarily because my affective reaction to that was this and that. If you have any questions, kuan lang siya sa chat ha, isulat lang kung call my attention sa chat. Stimuli can cohere to as a category. A stimulus and different stimuli can cohere as a category even when they have nothing in common other than the emotional responses they elicit. So there will be instances wherein the way you would categorize your affect, the way you would categorize your attitude, and maybe even social objects would be according to the emotional responses you have had towards this different na mga social stimuli. Kay na-categorize naman siya, maybe it's done unconsciously, but you have categorized it into something na good or bad, or you have evaluated it as positive or negative. So situations are described in terms of affect na dayon. So it's either threatening, warm, interesting, dull, tense, calm, rejecting. And organized in terms of similarity of affects aroused by them. Do you agree with this? Na whether consciously or not, we tend to categorize, we tend to cluster together social objects according to our emotional or affective responses or the affects that were aroused by these stimulus. So, pareho lang na siya ana nga teacher, terror, or pareho ra na sila nga kuan kay hagkap og buot. Okay, so you may have seen this. This was the picture that I posted sa as the label for the module kining sa affect and attitude. Kuan kining primarily because most of the initial and even not so deeply thought through nga mga reactions, responses, and even ideas is kuan siya kining it's very much associated with what you think because you felt it that way. So this is the Dunning-Kruger effect. The more you know, the less confident you're likely to be. So the confidence part there indicates that a person who may have thought through so many things already tends to feel less and less confident towards a certain knowledge. Because experts know just how much they don't know. They tend to underestimate their ability. But it's easy to be overconfident when you have only a simple idea of how things are. So try not to mistake the cautiousness of experts as a lack of understanding, nor to give much credence to lay people who appear confident but have only superficial knowledge. Because again, if we have to go back to the components of and dimensions of attitudes, affect really is the primary thing that a person would have in terms of coming across situations, things, ideas. So there is always the tendency that if things are being discussed, then which involves information and knowledge, there is the possibility that kining the little knowledge that a person would have, feeling dako ang chances ana nga taas na iyang confidence level from that little knowledge. Which is why we have this adage, we have this quotation na little knowledge is dangerous to your health or whatever. So as you can see here, naa siya time element na kining if a person would come across ang iyang initial reaction dayon is having that very little knowledge, confident na din kay siya. Whereas as another would try to dig deeper into the knowledge system of what is at hand, there is the possibility that the affect part would decrease or may tend to become negative. And eventually, kung medyo mas naana siya yung mabalaan sa more, medyo a little more confident na siya kaysa kadtong pinaka lowest niya. Pero there is always that reality that the person will not be as confident as he or she was sa iyang initial reaction. And this is very similar to regardless of the nature sa what is being discussed sa kaning sa knowledge in the field. Pero ang there is always the tendency nga heightened emotions, positive emotions kaayo sa bago pa kanang wala pa kaayo kay knowledge about it. So to quote Bertrand Russell, the whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are so certain of themselves, yet wiser people so full of doubts. So para maingon ta nga wise ta, mag-doubt na lang ta. Anyway. Okay, so affect and attitude change. Um, Torture, lagi nilang mga apelido, oy. Wagner, Petty, and Klein. For Wagner, Petty, and Klein, they cited that when persuasive arguments would emphasize positive outcomes, happy mood produced more favorable response. So again, kung we have to go back to the basics of attitude change, ha, that attitude change, if it's coming from external na kuan, there has to be the element of persuasion. What's persuading, Gali? How do you understand what persuading is? Is the first time you would be wed with someone? Persuading. How do you understand persuading? What's persuasion or persuading? Anyone? Persuasion. Or how do you persuade someone? Kani siya nga term kay pero mi nato gagamiton, pero if we are going through or we think over it, murag ipa-define na ta kay murag lagi unsa gali na siya. Persuading. Hello. Anyone?
Hello, ma'am.
Ella.
Hello.
Yes, Elle.
Ma'am, I think for me, persuasion involves when another person is trying to inculcate one's belief to the other person and would, as Ma'am Cortez said, you would convince another person to believe the same belief.
Mm-hmm. So there is an element of influencing coming from the outside towards another person in the hopes na ma-align ang ilang kuan. Ma-align ang ilang pagtanaw. Sige, ilang belief system. Natoy nag-on kaganiha sa ilang microphone. Was it you, Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sige, go.
Pero same rega punto kung idea kang Ella, ma'am, murag trying to convince somebody to like jump ship to your own koan bitaw beliefs, murag nga nang idea by presenting that person new knowledge or new information or things that you really believe para mo believe pod siya. Right? Nga na, ma'am.
Jump ship, good ha?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so kuan lang siguro kay attitude change can still happen even in the absence of an external active external influence. But there is always influence. Okay, it can be something as subtle as na observe lang nimo and you can change your attitude. But for persuasion, naagid siya active external influence. So going back sa kaning study nilang Wegener, Petty, and Klein, again, when persuasive arguments emphasize positive outcomes, ang happy mood sa kung kinsay gi-persuade maka-produce og more favorable responses. On the other hand, when the argument pointed to the negative consequences, maybe of failing to follow the recommended course, it was negative mood that produced greater attitude. So, kung pananlitan lugar kining you are telling your high school students na unsay mga consequences sa kung dili sila mag-follow sa imong recommended course, the persuasion that you are going to present should also come up with a negative mood. Kay kung negative imong argument, then gangisi ka, murag dili siya, murag lesser ang impact. Similarly, or at least in parallel, kung gusto ka og positive or favorable nga response, you have to emphasize a happy mood as well. I remembered before, ayaw na lang kayo, ulaw kayo itong na-experience. Pero again, if the outcome that you would want to see is positive, the way you would present your persuasive argument should also be in the context of happy mood. On the other hand, if you want to have if the consequences that you will the argument that you're presenting would come up with the negative consequences, then try to emphasize, or at least your persuasive mood would be in the context of negative nga affect pod. So these effects were strongest for people high in the need for cognition. Actually, muni akong gikuan kaganiha nga necessarily so bagod ni siya nga there should be an alignment in terms of the mood and then the outcome. Then kaganiha when you were responding to sa mga initial questions nato, nakuan kay ni siya, na-emphasize kay ni siya sa ako nga okay because you have considered cognitive dissonance as something negative, but on the other hand, at the same time, you also were able to identify why it is necessary. So you guys you guys have high need for cognition yun. Gi-align ninyo ang inyong gibuhat sa kaning isa sa findings nilang Wegener, Petty, and Klein. Thus, affect infusion into attitude influences not only attitudes but subsequent social behaviors as well. Again, kining affect infusions or the affect that is infused into our attitudes will not only influence the attitude that we have formed, but the subsequent social behaviors as well. So, if positive na ang imong na-associate or na-infuse na affect into a certain attitude, then chances are the social behavior would also be aligned into something positive. And we would see this a lot. We do not have to read this in order to realize this man siguro, no, nga kung positive affect or positive ang affective response sa initial interaction sa social object, chances are positive pod ang attitude. And because the attitude towards this social object is positive, then chances are the social behavior towards the succeeding social behavior towards this object will also be positive. In contrast, affect infusion into attitude is absent. Affect infusion into attitude is absent whenever a social cognitive task could be performed using a simple, well-rehearsed direct access strategy or a highly motivated strategy that offers little opportunity for primed, mood-congruent information to infuse information processing. Direct quotation ni kang Forgas taasan niya yung pagbasa na ko ani kay nakasabot ko karon nalibog na noon ko. Okay. Oo, sige. See, affect infusion into attitude is absent whenever social cognitive tasks can be maybe recurrent or something na dili na siya kinahanglan og high cognition pod. So, or that it offers little opportunity for primed mood, which is congruent information to infuse information processing. So, naay possibility nga if whatever is being asked of the person, the cognitive task, rather, the social cognitive task that needs to be performed is simple and well-rehearsed direct access strategy, there's the possibility that this attitude towards this may be devoid of emotions. Which is why it can become scary kay if you have rehearsed this task performance for the longest time, then you have not really thought through over it na. Usahay, ma-devoid na po dayon ka sa affect towards it. So, let's say for instance, one of the things siguro nga ako ma-think of at this point is kaning sa city pound nato. Our city pound would dispose of the dogs that they have gathered after 24 hours yata nga dili makuha sa kuan. So mura bitaw ka nang if I were one of the staff there sa City Found, kining nanong na-devoid na kaayo sila sa kuan. So it may have become so well rehearsed nga dili na nila ga think through na lang sa dayon. So like it has become so recurrent that it's already devoid of affect infusion into their own attitude towards the situation. Any questions so far? Sige, let us continue. So now let's try to look into affect and dissonance-induced attitude change. A second major avenue for changing attitude would be the experience of dissonance between attitudes and behavior. The first major avenue is persuasion. So the second major avenue for changing attitude is dissonance. So the experience of dissonance between attitudes and behavior. So as dissonance involves feelings of negative arousal, affect is directly implicated in this attitude change mechanism. Cognitive dissonance produces negative affect because discrepancies among cognitions challenge the clarity and certainty of our understanding of the world and our ability to engage in effective action. Again, cognitive dissonance produces negative affect because discrepancies among cognitions challenge the clarity and certainty of our own understanding of the world and our ability to engage in effective action. So emotions have adaptive functions and trigger responses that have survival value. So once cognitive dissonance can occur, there's the possibility that our emotions would go into survival mode and adaptive and its adaptive function. So it will trigger responses na para mo quote-unquote survive ang person. So before discussing further sa dissonance-induced attitude change concept, nasa kining nag-try ko og review sa about cognitive dissonance. So i-concept ni nato nga clip.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, no audio po ang video, ma'am.
Sorry. Kinsa to? Kinsa to? Dili madunggan?
Ella po, ma'am. Dili,
Dili siya,
ma'am.
dili siya
Ay.
madunggan. Sige, sige, sige. I'll try to... Ano ba kahanin? Kuan ba ya siya, oh? Anyway. Di siya madunggan? Hello?
So far,
This-
sa akong end, ma'am, walay audio po.
Okay, okay. How about the
So,
others?
separate siya
Sa
na.
amo apod,
Wala
ma'am.
po, ma'am. Separate
Okay,
na
okay,
siya
okay,
na,
okay.
kuan, ma'am. Tab.
Oo, separate na ta. Pero kuan man ni siya. Ang presentation nako actually is my whole na kuan. My whole screen gid siya so that I can kuan. Ay pati tong prayer ka gani ha. Okay, fine. Sige, sige, sige. Anyway, i-post ko na lang sad ni Apil. Actually, ang kadto siya is primarily it's just a review for cognitive dissonance. At least kay kuan kining what is entailed when we talk of dissonance. So, kuan lang siguro no, gist lang siya nga. When we talk of cognitive dissonance, dissonance can happen when there is a disconnect between either two attitudes nimo nga two conflicting attitudes. Let's say for instance, moingon ka nga kuan kining I really like children, then on the other hand moingon sad ka kanang I really hate bullies. Then pagkahuman dayon kay kaisa is nakita nimo nga ang child sa imong silingan kay gibully. So given that scenario, your two of your attitudes are being tested kumbaga. So because sorry rewind. I really like children but I really do not like our neighbor. Ana na lang. Then pagkahuman din anak kay one time nakita nimo nga ang anak sa imong neighbor kay gibully. So kuan siya kining the situation is calling for you to act on either of the attitudes that you have. So for instance, if I would, let's say, defend the child, then I will be inconsistent with my attitude towards my neighbor nga dili ko ganahan. But I will be consistent in terms of my attitude towards children. On the other hand, if pasagdan ra sad nimo ang bata, your behavior is consistent with your attitude towards your not liking your neighbor. But you will be disregarding your interest or your concern for children. So that's one. And another is if what you are feeling or what is your attitude, your evaluation towards a social object is inconsistent with whatever it is that you are doing. So you may say one thing, but you may have a different evaluation but your action is different. So kuan lang to siya, ang katong video is primarily for kuan lang to siya kining it's just a review for cognitive dissonance and when it usually happens and how people usually responds to it. Anyway, so sige padayon na lang ta ani kung pati ditong prayer ka gani ha. Anyway, sige padayon ta. Okay, so another question that is posed in terms of affect and dissonance-induced attitude change is, does the dissonance produced in the absence of aversive consequences causes increased negative affect? Earlier, we found that arguments that pointed to negative consequences, the negative mood may cater into a greater attitude change. And so the next question that we would want is, kung wala gyud aversive consequences, does the dissonance produced in the absence of aversive consequences could still could cause increased negative affect pa ba gihapon? So, dissonance and subsequent attitude change also occurs when the actor's inconsistent action has no real negative consequences. Dissonance and subsequent attitude change can still occur even when the actor's inconsistent action has no real consequence. So even in the presence of dissonance, uh, as you have mentioned earlier, when you experience dissonance, it's really very uncomfortable to the extent that you try to change either of your attitude so that in the hopes that you will not experience consequences, negative consequences. So, however, for the study of Harmon Jones, apparently dissonance and subsequent attitude change can still occur even when the actor's inconsistent action had no real negative consequence. So it seems then that cognitive dissonance alone can already cause negative affect. So even when there is no real personal involvement, again, cognitive dissonance alone can cause negative affect. So, for instance, kining you are only a kuan, you are only an observer in a scenario. So even when there is no there is no aversive consequence on your part, but you see that it can happen to you. Doc, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Frederick Boholst. Consultant na lang yata siya sa San Carlos karon, but for the longest time he was with University of San Carlos. He is now with the Health University rather sa Malaysia. So when we were discussing some things na-share niya nga, grabe kaayo ang a part of his effort actually is ang kanang sa education about martial law and practically about the negatives that martial law sa kadtong 1970 nga martial law nga mga consequences adto. So anyway, when he tried to analyze his affect and even his behavior, wala ba directly affected sa ilang family, pero na curious lang yun siya nga where is it coming from. So he realized later nga when martial law was implemented that time, I think mura gibinuangan siya or something, nawala iyang papa or gidakop iyang papa kay his father was somewhere for a time na wala nakauli diretso. Then moto nga grabe na kayo ang hilak, then it turned out nga gibinuangan lang day siya. Wala yun dakpa iyang papa. Pero it's something like this na even in the absence of, pero kadto siya bata pa mangod siya adto. So mutong grabe kay ang impact sa iya. But if we have to apply this to adult na attitude formation and attitude change, there's a possibility that if you are able to somehow see into the possible consequences nga not necessarily sa imo lang, munang kuan kining grabe ang impact sa imo. So I just remembered of a better example. Siguro for some of you, you may know that my husband was killed. Na AJK akong bana, and then before that, even before the elections, I had a strong stand in terms of the positions of candidates in terms of social issues. So, and then I have a friend na kuan siya kaning she's working for drug sa drug rehabilitation. It's not here in Region 10, basta in another region. So medyo strong po iyang stand about it. So moda yun to siya nga, okay. And then on August 2016, my husband was killed by PIDEA. Then pag kuan din ana, syempre that friend is a very close one. So pag kuan dayon adto, grabe kayo iyang dissonance nga I thought kuan siya kining this response to the drug problem was perfect na nga kuan siya kining the kanang only those who are really bad mo'y affected. So from that period on dayon nga medyo nakita din niya nga okay, the person obviously grabe kayo ang dissonance nga na-experience adto niya. And there were a number of people actually who experienced cognitive dissonance because of what happened to my husband. So even when there was no real personal involvement on their part, the dissonance itself allowed them to change certain perspectives about issues. So imagine consequences appear just as effective in producing a reaction as are real consequences. So again, even in the absence of koan, even in the absence of actual na consequence, there's the possibility that the dissonance, the conflicting ideas or attitudes that you may have will be enough to produce negative affect. Excuse ha, nangabri akong iro. Close the door, day. Close the door. Sit. Sit down. Okay, sorry. Okay, so ang kaning study ni Harmon Jones in 2000 na mga experiments niya, it provided evidence that dissonance is associated with increased feelings of negative affect, even in situations which are void of aversive consequences. So, induced compliance paradigm can already evoke increased negative affect, but on the other hand, it also does not decrease positive affect. Again, induced compliance paradigm can evoke increased negative affect, pero on the other hand, it does not decrease positive affect gihapon. That is to say that positive and negative affect are occasionally independently activated. So, di siya necessarily nga keso ang na kuan na siya na evoke na ang negative affect, ang kadtong positive affect mo automatically decrease siya. No, it doesn't function that way. Kay they can be independently activated, and we are also seeing this kay kuan siya kining, let's say for instance sige muna may ako na example, no, kuan siya kining even if they close, not really close friends, but friends, even if friends were even if friends knew of what happened, some social issues that has been discussed medyo devoid yun marag there was still a non-parallelism to it. An example of this was koan kining yung Facebook na. So I saw this kining pagkuan kining I knew of their political stand already of some Facebook friends. Then pag kuan lugar dayon ana kay dili na because I know of their stand, di na lang nako gabasahon, and that time I was still hoping na masalvage pa ang kuan. So mutong wala nako sila gi unfollow. Sorry ha. Anyway, so but okay, I'm bringing my biscuit. Sorry. So what happened was ang naa dayon to yung nag-post nga kining, so murag medyo heated na tong nga thread about EJK gihapon. Eventually one friend in that thread, one friend commented na nganong mahadlok man mi ma EJK mi ang kanang mga ma EJK kana ra man ang koan, they are guilty of what is being said. So I find it very sad because the person who wrote that actually knew who my husband is in terms as a person, and most especially kaila siya nako kung unsay abong kinabuhi. So makita nimo nga people still has the tendency to disconnect themselves, primarily because of the affective associations they may have of things. So another instance of that would be koan kining even my distant cousin siya. So at the time, at the height of katong pag-start off sa AJK, daghan ang gakuan. There were already people who are already verbalizing their concerns about it. So my distant cousin posted something like unsa may inyong against aning mga pulis no, gahimuon ra man nilang buhaton, galamlam lang mo or something to that effect. So ni comment ko nga we have to realize that people like me are wanting for a venue to voice out whatever it our side. So I think you know me enough na dili man ko mo reklamo even dili ko mo reklamo kung walay basis. So from that time on sa dayon murag nihilom na dayon siya. Wala gid to niya gikuan. The person never really took it with me nga, or at least mag-explain siya. There were some who explained their stand and apologized and had intelligent discussion with me, but there were actually several na wala, gi-unfriend lang ko or gi-unfollow lang ko. Anyway. Sorry. Ipagawa sa ning duha, please. Mga disturbo kay klase. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot. Out na ba? Out. Sorry. Muning basta daghan kay kag iro sa sulod sa balay. Sige. Moreover, the type of negative affect evoked seem to be one that is rather general and diffuse. So that is, persons report feeling more uncomfortable, uneasy, and bothered, as well as more tense, distressed, irritable, nervous, and jittery. So it's really not something na kanang specific or detailed na koan nga negative affect, but it's more on generalized na mga affect lang siya. Then it's really diffuse. They may not necessarily identify where it can go. Ay, okay. Ay, okay. Ay, okay. Actually, okay. Sige. I was banking on manggod aning sa kaning sa video because there were some discussion, it opened some discussion points even if it was just a review. Na shorten na noon siya. Anyway, sige. Questions? Questions or clarifications? Comments? Ano pa? Kung ni-agree mo, ni-disagree mo, or what? Hello? 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 Uy, silent ka mo.
Katong, ay,
Hi. Yes, Chris.
wait lang, ma'am.
Oh, go. At siya ay nawala.
Hello, ma'am.
Go.
Sorry, nag-earphones ko balik. Kuan, ma'am, katabitang sa part sa Dunning-Kruger effect nga graph nga more kuan, more knowledge, less confidence, or
Mm-mm.
less confident. More, in my own experience, feeling na ko in some way na try na ko na siya. Kay katong bago pa man good ko na graduate, marag dagan kayo ko gi-apply na mga jobs sa different companies. And then na ay mga companies na if ever ma-interview ko, mag-research ko as in super grabe nga research na point nga bisan ang name sa HR gina-research na ako. Marag nga na tapos pag the day na din sa interview marag dili tungod kay daghan na kay kog information about that company, marag day kog marag grabe din kayo ka pressure bitaw, so dili din kay ko confident during the interview. And then nag-make din ko og murag experiment, predikin siya ako anex nga try daw nato nga ang information lang about sa company, and then maging ana bitan how I am during the interview. Actually gibot gid ako ni siya, ma'am. And then dito din ako
Monitor gid nimo.
Oo, mga pila ka to ka companies. Tapos ni ana din ko nga na-release din ako nga if ang information na kanang mga important information about the company lang ako ang gina-research, mas open ko to the experience, mas open, mag-receptive ko on the things that will happen, on the question that they will give me. So, for me, mas confident dayon ko during adto nga interview. So, share lang na ko nga, feeling na ko tinuod na. Tini nga, ikoan, na ila ang idea. So, ma'am.
Nibalik ra siya og balik ang confidence nga katong imo nang na-process ang information.
Yes, ma'am. Feeling na ko nga, dili na gyud maayo nga dagan gikag nabalan.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, ma'am.
Any more sharing? Sige,
Hello,
sharing.
ma'am.
Beth, ikaw
Sunday, ma'am.
Sorry, pero yung feeling.
I will just like to share my experience kay as I was listening to you earlier kay murag ka nang gina-evaluate po na ako akong self if I am experiencing some sort of dissonance kay we have this murag I must say daily experience na ba or katulang kanang work related man gud ni siya. We have this certain person at work nga kanang ang iyang reputation is kanang medyo makakurog yun bitaw, makakurog, and then every time you hear that name, ang feeling yun nimo kay makakurog jud siya, and then pag madunggan nimo nga kani siya gipatawag ka ani kay murag feeling nimo nga kabuhion ka, kasukaon ka. Kanang I do not know kanang murag naay kanang like katong gi-share nimo nga imagined consequences appear just as effective in producing a reaction. So, mo to siya mga kanang bitong gauna among mind nga kani siya kung ikaw gani ipatawag ani niya, it's really more likely nga gipangitaan kag sayop. And then whenever I see that person's comment or post sa social media, although dili mi friends, but ga-comment siya sa amo ang mga heads and mga superiors na more, ma-shock na din.
Mahadlok na dayon mo.
Dili, ma'am, kanang murag gaka dissonance baka ni siya, gaka-feel na din na mo nga, hala, buutan siguro ni siya, no? Kay nga nung, ang iyang mga post, kay, kuan kay siya, kanang sa rosary, inya murag kanang, kuan kayo siya, kanang murag religious, and then at the same time, murag kind kayo siya mo comment, pero pag abot bitaw, if na ay mga meeting na, especially pag online, kay murag, to use the term of my other co-worker, yun siya, demonyo, gid kay. Yeah. And then, I do not know if this is dissonance. So,
yeah. Yes. Very
very much dissonance or ano lang.
Kan mo gana siya kaning in some ways we can say nga dissonance can happen commonly. Kay if you would come up with a if you're able to come up with a new information, or at least you would know of new information, in this case about the person, it goes against your initial idea of who the person was. So that in itself is already dissonance naman siya. So naana day na sa imo, it challenges you now na will you change your affective attitude towards the person, or para dili mo ma-experience and dissonance, padayon lang yapon ka sa imong feeling nga hilagnig siya basasan gyud or
Yeah.
kahadlukan gyud siya.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pero yes, dissonance gyud siya. Thank you, Sand. Other sharing, questions, violent reaction, agreement, disagreement, clarification.
No, ma'am.
Hi, Marielle. Yes.
Kuan lang, ma'am, kanang curious ko man ba about sa kaning cognitive dissonance, is similar ba siya sa kanang word sa Bisaya nga balimbing or dili?
Dili pod siya actually.
Okay.
Kuan siya kining di ba si balimbing manggod kay you can change anytime you want. Pero si dissonance kay usually it happens internally and without you even obviously noticing it. Murag it can happen nga subtle ra kay siya. Pero it triggers certain emotions nga pananglitan kining katong example ni Sunday kaniha, or our tendency nga kung kinsay atong kailang positive na atong pagtan-aw, then pagkahuman you would know of something new about the person na negative kaayo, you would really feel something uncomfortable ka. So that triggered the dissonance part. So to get away with the dissonance part, it challenges you kung i-change ba nimo imong attitude towards the old nimo nga koan, the old nimo nga attitude towards the person. So ay bad day na siya or something different day na siya, or i-retain nimo or i-maintain nimo ang imong attitude towards the person na bahala na nga information kebs basta congid siya, tsada siya or maayo siya nga person, bahala na ng mga new information. So ang tendency dayon ana is especially kaning sa koan, dupahan din nimo or you would defend the person to avoid dissonance. Pero going back to your question, dili siya koan. Kay primarily koan man siya. Primarily it's an internal thing that happens to you. Cognitive dissonance is internally it happens to you basta naay conflicting. Si balimbing manggod na behavioral na kayo siya nga koan kining it's still a part of attitude and attitude change baya, pero kuan siya kaning there's this concept that we call kuan kining elasticity, wherein you try to change your attitude in the context of the situation. So pagka humandan sa situation, wala na ang pressure, nibalik ka sa imong original nga stand. So murag medyo ingana siya nga si balimbing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Pero different sila. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Clarification?
Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
Hi again. Go, Ella.
Ma'am, I have to ask if kaning statement about affect infusion is absent if recurrent or well-rehearsed na ang ginabuhat nga task. So, as a consequence it will devoid or it will ang effect ni ani wala na affect ka feel ang isa ka tao towards a certain task or maskin towards katong imo example ma'am maskin sa mga dogs nga nakita sa around city. Medyo heavy ni siya nga question ma'am kay is this applicable to those who are pedophile like recently good recently magud ma'am nag-view ko og kanang the crime of Peter Scully katong na popular na pedophile gid siya diri sa Cagayan and so is it possible ma'am nga ang iya ang repetitive or recurrent acts on abusing or sexually assaulting children is an effect of kanang nawala na lang gid iyang affect because repetitive na ang iyang ginagawa. Is it possible, ma'am?
Kuan kining number 1 clinical case gid siya no. So pero isa sad ba na sa akong gusto i-explore no nga kaning mga concepts in terms of attitude change. Where do we define the line sa kanang kuan lang kining quote unquote normal or in the context of a functioning healthy individual quote unquote or kana na yung sa kuan na gyud kining clinical case na gyud siya. So mas na curious ko actually. Pero paano ba sa diya na it can still be a possibility kay kuan kining there are so many literatures or kanang mga reports ba nga kanang initially when they were doing some things nga bad gakahadlok sila then so there was affect infusion in that when they did the action their attitude towards the action was initially negative, especially because the affect associated with it was negative. So, but on the other hand, when they realized nga they were able to pull it off, then pagkahuman they were not caught. Naay mga succeeding nga mga effects sa ila nga murag kana bitang na nakuan sila, heightened ilang emotions and etc. which allowed them to do the action again. So maybe at this time na dayon muna dayon na siya ang kuan. Muna dayon na siya ni come in na dayon siya nga nawala na ang ilang nawala na dili na nila. If we have to be moralistic actually, pwede nato siya maingon na nawala na ilang konsensya, wala na nila nahunaon na automatic na kaayo sa ila. Pero in the context of kuan, in the context of attitude and attitude change, affect and attitude, siguro katong kuan, katong first parts, pero later on it translated to clinical case na dayon.
Yes, ma'am.
Another thing sa din ana is kanang mga kung substance use or kaning consciousness altering na mga drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
So most of them nga kanang where do we delineate our analysis? So most of them na siya. Pero siguro initially na po na siya. Na later na dayon murag na clinical case na gid noon dayon sa.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pero basi you might want to consider that pag PhD nimo. Murag ito lang siya kung masters nga thesis, so PhD na lang. Kay na curious pud ko ana actually.
Thank you kayo, ma'am.
Thank you, El. Clarifications? Any more clarification?
Ma'am.
Hi. Kajot, di na ako makita. Kinsa ka?
Marl.
Yes, Marl. Go.
Actually, murag na nakulbaan ko gamay sa share ni Ella. Kay as kay
Oh, nagkali.
kay ang affect infusion na topic kay wala na ko na think nga could lead to like mga murder. Yeah. Kaya akong na-think lang sa affect infusion kay as simple as for example, I think ma-relate niya sa uban kay mostly ang teens kay they've felt this nga kanang routine na lang ibuhat nila pero may kada buntag ligo study or so more na siya akong na-think na first na akong na-think sa affect infusion nakalit og murder. So I think sa in relation sa ato kay murag I think na desensitize na ang kuan ang kadong killer kay wala na siya pirma na siya ma-expose.
Kano siya actually yes, when we talk of kaning affect infusion into attitude is absent kung ang social cognitive task has been performed na through time, kung ano gyud siya kaning desensitize na ka na murag day in day out there is no longer the essence of reflection over what is being done. So yeah, primarily kanang maligo, magkaon, di naman nimo nga ganahan ko mukaon, ganahan ko maligo. Gawa siguro kung tugnaw kayong panahon dayon guba ang imong water heater pero kinahanglan gid ka maligo, siguro kana murag reassess nimo ang imong attitude towards the situation. Pero if it's something being done day in day out, kuan siya kaning dili na gyud kayo siya, dili na siya cognitive heavy. So munang wala na gahimuon ra nimo without really feeling it. Thank you, Marl. Yes, Marl, basing na po kay succeeding, napakay following follow-up question. Wala na.
More to, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Basig na po mo mga nangahuna-hunaan nga mga examples.
Hello, Mom.
Hi. Si Kimberly.
Yes, Mom.
Yes, Kim.
Another insight about cognitive dissonance and experience negative affect, because I realized that mga tao, there are really people who endure situations despite na kanito prevalent na kayo ang ilang na-experience ng cognitive dissonance and experience negative affect, plus na pa jud siya yung aversive consequences mo. Perhaps sa ako alang, Mom, they become habituated. So related ra po sa inyong di-discuss kagani mga ma-desensitive thinking, they also ilang experience, and with the affections inflected, Mom, they were able to live that certain kind of reality. And perhaps another reason could, Mom, anong most stay sila is that a difficult situation, despite all the cognitive dissonance, kay mas perhaps there might be, or the succeeding experiences might give them or bring them more exacerbating or excruciating situation or experience.
Ang kining ang nature gyud sa cognitive dissonance gyud kay while you were talking, actually I remembered na kanang mutago na dayon ta sa magpalaban na lang dayon Filipinos especially, we are known for our humor man gyud, no? Then isa yun sa things nga akong na-notice for the longest time, that sometimes we hide our being bullies through our humor. So anyway, which is why whenever Filipinos may experience cognitive dissonance, ipaagin na lang dahil nato sa humor para murag ang atong discomfort is ma-ease out. So an example I can think of right now is kining let's say for instance discussions, then pagkahuman dayon kining sa in your discussion na trigger ka sa gisulti sa isa kay the other one is telling you something which is not aligned to what you believe in. So then murag medyo nakuan ka nga okay, murag medyo valid ang iyang point, pero on the other hand di sad nimo gusto i-let go na nag-dissonance na ka, pero di nimo gusto i-let go ang imong existing na attitude. So ang imong buhaton dayon kay ay ikaw na bright na lagi ka, oy bright na lagi ka. And we've seen this a lot jud kayo na nga since wala naman tay ma retort sa iya, muna din na nga kanang either magbinuang na lang or we would even hit behind where what we perceive as hurt. So below the belt na dayon kaayo ang mga ang mga comments. Wala na dadto sa issue which is being discussed. Pero yes, kuan gyud siya. The things that cognitive dissonance can do to us.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kim. Any more questions? Or mga naka-trigger sa inyo? Or naka-trigger sa inyong memories na lang, ana na lang. Dili na lang naka-trigger sa inyo.
Ma'am, good afternoon.
Yes, Jace. Hi, Jace. Wala pa ko naka-reply nimo, no? Anyway.
Okay ra. Actually, ma'am,
guilty kayo.
Okay ra, more nakakita ko sa article, ma'am.
Okay.
Kuan mo, ako lang i-confirm, based lang sa akong githink, ma'am, ba, ang ako abitang social issue, di ba, ma'am, kay is political fanaticism. Masulod ba siya? Ma-explain ba gyapon siya, ma'am, diri sa kaning dawning effect na that's why kaning mga like BDS and mga dilawan ay kind of mga na sila yung sense of like I know everything yun, kailangan ako niya siya i-share because tinuod kay taas sila confidence to share or what because of kaning low knowledge. Ano ba yung ano, ma'am?
Possible kayo. But there are some the thing is lately manggod because of social media sad siguro, no, pero there are some quote and quote nga professionals man unta, pero makuan ka ba nga time sa nganong kuan kay ka nga kabalo man unta ka nga that's not your field of expertise nga supposedly you would already know, pero nganong mas motuo ka aning kuan etc. So which is why niingon ko nga possible, pero it may not be the only explanation to that. So kay naamang gud gyud uban nga supposedly they are well read, supposedly they are educated, pero murag naagya po'y amis sa ilang kuan. Naagya po'y amis sa ilang attitude formation and how they deal with cognitive dissonance at that.
Thank you, ma'am. So possible pud ma'am kanang sa ilang affect is na present sa ilaha, for example ang usa ka subject or object or situation na present sa ilahang positive way, and then more na ito na-create na sila og attitude towards the subject, and more na yung lisod na kaayo baguon din ilang dissonance or like
actually
like that.
I would agree to that kay not necessarily on the same line ha. So let's say for instance kining kuan kana bitong murag ang interplay naman go dayon na sa personal priorities and personal values sa person who is undergoing the cognitive dissonance. So like for instance I have a friend na Filipino siya pero kanang moingon gyud siya nga she loves Trump. Okay. Then pagkahuman din adto, it turns out kay kani magud siya kay grabe kaayo ni siya ka nga Catholic sa Catholic faith nga mo kuan gyud siya kining mo religious kay siya ba? Religious as in kanang katong maski katong bag-o pa ang lockdown kay kulang na lang mubaklay lang gyud siya para mo adtong simbahan, and kung ano gud siya, she's a lawyer. So she's a lawyer, she's a practicing lawyer, and I've heard she's really good at that sa iyang work. Pero anyway, going back, so mo din to nga na nakurot kay ko nga okay, she loves Trump di ay sige then. Mo din to nga it turns out dayon nga kay ang Republicans, they are against abortion man, di ba? So mo din to nga pagkuan din ana nga, me personally, I would consider myself a religious Catholic gihapon. Pero on the other hand, sa dayon, in terms of ideas, mas makarelate ko sa mga liberals, sa mga Democrats. Kay in terms of their programs, mas mukuan siya, mas mo sound, mas reasonably sounding sila sa ako anyway. So then, on the other hand, in the context of abortion, mo na dayon na nga kanang relatively conservative sa gyud ko ana nga I'm against abortion. Pero on the other hand sa dayon, na ko lang din ako nga hala, ang iyang decision making sa akong friend is dadto gyud siya nag-focus sa issue, and this issue may be very relevant for her, and it's also very relevant for me, pero on the other hand, ang akong decision making was more of considering other issues as well. So dili lang lugar kadto. So sige ito mo gisulti Jace, sorry Jace. Nga unsa kay to Jace? Nawala ko mga 5 seconds.
Katong paan ma'am, like na present ba sa people like ang usa ka object na positively, that positive kay siya, and then ilang affect so positive
so murag ang alignment kana siya nga alignment sa issues. So we know for a fact that in a persuasive message manggod, dako ang role sa communicator, di ba? Ang source sa information. So if the communicator presented the message positively, then positive pod ang consequence nga gi-adhere to. So dako ang chances for attitude change to happen. So musa dayon na siya nga depending on the emphasis, if I have to relate it to my example earlier katong sa akong friend. So kung pananlitan lugar ang akong gi-adhere to, or at least whatever I was persuaded to was presented positively, so ni-adhere ko ana, and then here comes something, new information which may have allowed me to come across dissonance, pero ni-adhere gihapon ko adto primarily because I have seen positive things to it. Maybe the presentation to it, or that's a possibility nga, possible explanation nga nung gi-deny na ko og tan-aw ang pikas nga side. Or another possibility would be discomforting lang gid kaayo si cognitive dissonance, and I don't want to mess with my mind already, my pretty little mind. So I don't want to mess with it already. So mo adhere na lang dayon ko nga yes na, bahala na, oo na. And movie ka kanang, I think in some relationships we see this na even in the presence of new information about the person, they choose to stick or to adhere to what has been said by the offending na party, rather than be confused with the dissonance. They stick with it. That's where the positive things come from, man. Did that answer your was
yes,
that aligned to what you were saying?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bekin sa paywa nagtingog. Ko na ba? Kinsa paywa nagtingog, be? Si Alexis, si Beulah, nag-roll call. Oy. I'm not pressuring you. I'm just looking into the list of people. For those of you who already have messaged me, sorry, about sa kato sa inyong social issue, mo reply ra ko sa inyo ha, but I already saw your messages. Any more questions, clarifications? Yes, ma'am, nag-FB message ko. TY.
Ma'am, pwede mag-ask,
Yes.
ma'am, when
Sure.
to ang deadline sa social paper po?
Sa final na ninyong requirement actually. December pa na siya.
Copy po, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Clarifications, comments, sharing, confusions, dissonances, attitude changes ninyo. Char. Nilabay ang kuan. Nay anghel gilabay nahilom kay ta. Wala na? Sure mo? Are you sure? Anyway, kuan na lang kining sige, ako sa ning i-determine unsay kuan sa anong meron sa laptop na nung wala siya nag-audio sa both sa prayer o sa katong sa video. Pero kuan na lang, I'll post the video na lang po dayon sa e-learn. And dako na akong utang di ay sa kuan. Cognitive dissonance is yes, it's different kay sige, ngani na lang. When we talk of conscience, Manggod, it's not a psychological concept. It can be an ethical, it can be a moral nga concept, pero in the context of psychology and attitude, wala pa sa noon na siya nakuan. Sa kuan kini in the context of attitude and attitude change, wala pa sa gyud na siya nakuan actually. Wala pa na siya na explored into. Pero when does conscience happen ba? Conscience can happen or at least conscience can be established from your past learning siguro. Whereas si cognitive dissonance, usually si cognitive dissonance, mo happen siya kung naay new information. So, murag dili kayo siya mo take on sa idea sa conscience. More on cognitive dissonance din siya. So, but it can help you. It can help you go over some of your belief systems. It can help you reflect over your belief systems so that it may lead you to have attitude changes for the better. So, yeah, if we have to be aligned sa morality kumbaga. Pero yeah, like what I've earlier said katong kang Ella, these are some things na beyond siya sa context sa attitude change, and cognitive dissonance. Pero we can hopefully kung mag-PhD na mo, ma-study further na nato, we can have a parallel nga research on it. Sorry, murag madunggan siguro ninyo sa bakay among mga error. Any more? Any more? Hello? Loko, wala na? Sure? Anyway, so if there are no more questions, sige, kuan lang kining I'll be posting what we will be doing for next week. Ingani na lang, sorry. Okay, murag di gid sila mohilom. Anyway, kuan siya kining for those of you who are
who are enrolled with Psych 210, gikuan na lang nako nga dili na lang nato not on the same day na lang atong synchronous na sessions with attitude kay murag medyo taxing day kaayo siya. So next meeting, I'll be posting what you will be doing para sa succeeding na Saturdays nga dili ta mag-meet ha. So if there are no more questions, kadto lang. Mag-picture sa ta. If you can open your cameras so that I can see your beautiful faces. Yay! There. Okay, ready? How about the others? Try mo. There. Sige, hapit na. Yay! Jazz, Dika, Pril, Van. Okay, so, sige. Yay! Okay. Sheila. Sige din. Nawala. Jasper. Wala. So, okay ra? Sige, ana na lang. 1, 2, 3. Then, one more para paniguro lang. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, see you. Ingat, ingat. Hydrate.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wear your mask.
Bye, ma'am. Ingat po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye po.
Ingat.